Shabd and consciousness. Let's go back. A beautiful early morning sun began to rise in the horizon like a big golden ball of fire. The many glorious shades of blues, reds, yellows, orange, many colors of the sun radiating in the heavens above. The wind gently rustling the leaves of the branches of the trees. In this splendor, a sweet voice of Guru Nanak Dev Ji gently reciting Sat Kartar, Sat Kartar. The divine is the truth. The creator is the truth. Every morning, Mardana, the long-term disciple of Guruji, would wake up to this heavenly voice. And this morning, it was no different. Mardana ji woke up. Guru Nanak Dev Ji looked at Mardana. Son, today is the will of the Almighty that we travel to Tolamba. Tolamba is a place in Pakistan. Sat Bachan. Your word is the truth, Mardana replied. And after the morning sadhana, Baba Nanak and Bhai Mardana started their long, tedious walk to Tolamba. They enter into the village late in the afternoon. Sat Kartar, Sat Kartar. This beautiful, beautiful divine soul standing in the world of Maya. From a distance, a finely dressed gentleman notices the travelers. He walks up to Baba Nanak and said, Baba, I invite you to travel with me to my Dharamsala, place of religious rest. I have that specially built so people can spend a night or two before they carry on in their journey. Baba Nanak said, okay, we will stay with you. This man's name was Sajjan. Sajjan means a friend. And throughout the area, he had a reputation of being a good man, a good friend, and a good neighbor. He had built a masjid for the Muslim travelers and a mandir for the Hindu travelers. However, he was hiding a dark secret. He would invite travelers to stay in his dharamsala. And in the dark of the night, he would kill them, dispose of their bodies, and steal whatever they had. And in this way, Sajjan had amassed a great wealth. Guruji got to his guest house. As they walked in, Mardana marveled at the splendor of the guest house. The beautiful, comfortable rooms, the fragrances of expensive scents, the fixtures of the highest quality. Guruji sat down, Mardana sat down. Guruji looked at Mardana. Mardana, son, it is time that we sing the praises of the divine. Pull out your rabab. Let us do kirtan. Mardana ji duly obliged, and Guru Nanak Dev Ji started to sing. Ujjal keha chalkana kotam kaladi mas ਤੋਤਿਆਂ ਝੂਠ ਨਾ ਉਤਰੇ ਜਿਸ ਧੋਵਾਂ ਤਿਸ ਸੱਜਣ ਸਹੀ ਨਾਲ ਮੈਂ ਚੱਲਦਿਆਂ ਨਾਲ ਚੱਲਣ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਲੇਖਾ ਮੰਗੀਐ ਤਿੱਥੇ ਖੜੇ ਦਿਸਣ. Bronze is bright and shiny, but when it is rubbed, its blackness appears. And even if it is washed 100 times, the impurity of the bronze is not removed. They alone are my friends who travel with me. In that place where the accounts are called for, they appear standing with me. This shabd is on Ang meaning page 729 of the Sri Guru Granth Sahib. And in essence, it explains that if a person is bad at heart, an outward show of good acts mean nothing. The divine knows our mind, and no one can cheat the divine. True are those friends that actually perform the good deeds. These good deeds help the man not only here in this world, but also after death in the next life. By evil acts, man makes his own mind dirty. And for that, man suffers in this world and in the next. And for this reason, the soul remains dirty even after death. As Guruji started to sing, the words of the Shabd coming from the divine himself began to pierce the evil, ego-ridden heart of Sajjan, like a speeding arrow piercing into the chest of a warrior. And something inside Sajjan started to crumble. A drop of tear rolled down Sajjan's cheek. He looked at Guruji. He knew Baba Nanak was no ordinary person. Guruji looks at Sajjan. Sajjan, listen. The house may be full of sandalwood and fragrance. The rooms in it may be decorated with gold plates, pearls, and diamonds. Man may enjoy pleasures after his heart's desires. One may be capable of satisfying every desire that comes into this mind. However, if man is unmindful of the divine, if man becomes oblivious of the divine, then there is much pain waiting for such an individual towards the end of their lives and in their future lives. Sajjan broke down, begging for atonement. He held Guruji's feet and cried and cried. Guruji bent over, held Sajjan by his shoulders, lifted him up, and gave him a hug. Sajjan, go and use your ill-gotten gains to help those who genuinely need help. Your name is Sajjan. Become a friend, a true friend to all. What is Shabd? And why did the Shabd sung by Guruji had such a profound impact on Sajjan? My master used to say, Bahadur, listen, my son. A bullet carries the capacity to kill. However, the bullet will only kill or do serious damage if it is deployed from a gun. And he would say to me, if you throw the same bullet at somebody, the most that would happen is that the bullet will scratch the individual. However, if the same bullet is loaded from the gun, then the same bullet will do extreme damage or will take someone's life. Similarly, there are many, many people preaching and teaching, and yet their hearts are full of ego, selfishness. They have made no attempts to go deep inside, to clean themselves, to neutralize themselves into nothingness. So they try to teach with purified words and a polluted heart and a deceptive mind. And those words will have absolutely no effect on people. There may be a temporary effect, but there will be no real, permanent, life-changing effect. When the same teachings are taught to a person by a preordained and blessed soul, those soul who has lived, embraced, adopted, and became the teaching, when they speak, that will be like firing a bullet from a gun. Those words will have impact on the recipient when the recipient is ready. Shabd is derived from two words, Shah, ego, Bad, to cut. So in essence, Shabd means those divine words, not any word, not making up words, divine scriptural words will cut the ego within us. And if you look at the Shabd, there is absolutely no real construct of the Shabd. Because the Shabd manifests in many different ways, and as we go along over the next 2-3 sessions, I will explain the different manifestations to you. So, as you experience the Shabd, then you will describe it as per your experience, such as some people say it's a sound, a vibration, a high-pitched noise they can hear from their ears. Some people simply describe it as a word. Some people describe it as an expression. Some people describe it as the essence, as the mool. In some quarters, it's described as the nad, especially in the yogic field, the sound of silence. Nad is a Sanskrit word for sound. And incidentally, in Spanish, it also means nothing. Yet, for the practitioner of the Shabd mantra, there is a much more profound meaning of the word. A hidden meaning beyond the spoken word. The Shabd was from the beginning, and it will be right till the end. Shabd is the timeless quality of every dharma. People say, I don't believe in this religion, this, that. I can understand. But people fail that the heartbeat of every religion is Shabd. Not rituality, Shabd. Heartbeat of every religion. It is non-personal. It vibrates in everyone. And it's ever present. Shabd always was and will always be. In its hidden form, this Shabd is known as the Anam. Anam, Gupt. Tu hirday gupt vasya prabh pargatya tera bhavna bujh hai gawari. Anam, Gupt. Silence. Beyond the scope of the frequencies of ear, mouth, eyes, intellect. But when it manifests itself, it's known as Nam. So when the same Shabd enters into the vibration of a preordained saint, that is Nam. My master used to say, take a dish is empty. Say a plate. A plate is empty, it's a plate. If you was to fill this plate with butter, it is now a plate full of butter. It's no longer an empty plate, it's a plate full of butter. This body is a Sunji body, empty body. But when this Naam resonates through the divine teachings and it goes through every single pore, remember one thing about Shabda, it has to manifest in every single pore of your body, every single pore. Gurmukh Rom, Rom Harti Have, Rom. Every hair follicle has to manifest. And in the true master, every aspect of their body resonates. Then this is known as Naam. And in the spiritual text, it says Naam Rahyo, Sadhu Rahyo, Rahyo Gur Govind, Kaho Nanak es jagat mein, Kan Japyo Gur Mantra. Naam will stay, the purified divine saint will stay, the divine Shakti will stay. And those who meditate and vibrate and eventually merge into the Shakti, they will stay. So consequently, Shabd is both visible and invisible. The journey starts from the visible into the invisible, from the many to see the vibration of the divine in its creation, then taking it deep inside you. Balihari Kudrat Vasya Tera Yantana Jai Lakya. This is known as Nirgun and Sargun. Together, this Shabd in both Nirgun and Sargun becomes a vibration of the essence of the universe. Nothing is outside the dimension of the Shabd. From the Matlok to the Satlok, from the Satlok to Sachkhand. Matlok is this lok, people where people will die, the sea of karma that we live in. To Satlok, Satlok is the dimension of the truth. And from there, all the way to Sachkhand, Nirankar, the place where the divine is. All looped in this one Shabd. From the gross to the world of spiritual essence, and then to the abode of the divine. From the gross to the pure spiritual essence, to the abode of the divine, the Shabd exists. Shabd is a current, a sound current. And it is not a subject of speech or writing. It's an experience. It is the soul current of consciousness. It is the celestial melody of the whole universe, the melody. It is the life current which originates from the Lord and pervades everything. It is that which creates, sustains the whole universe. Shabd is that which gives life to the whole of creation. And it will take you back to your original home. Shabd is the current, the radio wave, the divine radio wave of the Lord, which pervades everywhere. And as we grow more and more subtle in our listening, we will begin to hear clarity in those melodies in its subtlest form. At this moment, our mind is absolutely consumed by Maya. But in its very subtlest form, you will begin to hear the melody of the Shabd. Shabd is a string which connects everyone, everything to the divine. Shabd is the basis of all true religions. All forces are sustained by Shabd. Life force is a manifestation of the Shabd. And there are two kinds of Shabd. There's the manifestation and the inner. And the manifestation is called the Varna Atmak Shabd. Varna Atmak. The inner is known as the Ton Atmak. Resonance, sound, hush, deep. Open your eyes, everything is Shabd. Yodi says so Teraru. And as you go in, it's known as Ton. Varnatmak and Tonatmak. And as we go from the Varna into the Tona, our every pore of our being will be filled and thrilled in the vibration of the divine. We will begin to entertain feelings of detachment and surrender. But understand it, not from the Maya mind. There is a detachment from the Maya mind. But that detachment still carries anger and frustration and resentments. They are detached for the wrong reasons. This is true detachment, through understanding, where your love becomes even more pure. And the greatness of Shabd is beyond any limits. So let us look at Shabd in another way. When we look at Shabd in the stage of the Triguna, the three gunas, the Rajgun, Tamgun, and the Sattvic, what happens? We listen to the Shabd and the mind generates. What is this mind generating? It's provoking a feeling, an emotion, a thought. You listen, you swoon, you're happy, and a thought starts to generate. But this thought is then analyzed and expressed by the mind. So all expressions in this field, all feelings, all thoughts, any writing that we read or write, or any speech that we do, rises from the three gunas. It's something which was received by the mind, and the mind goes into overdrive and it expresses emotions, it expresses words, it expresses feelings, and we entertain them. This is how the majority of people understand Shabd. But in the company of the preordained, they will guide you through this till they understand that this is the play of Maya. As alluring, as beautiful, as whatever you're feeling, whatever you experience, it is not the real thing. Because the real play of the Shabd starts. The spiritual game of love starts above the three gunas. Today I would like to finish it because I'm extremely tired and my health is not good. So I'm going to shorten my discourses to about 20-25 minutes. I want to, next week, I would like to take you from here into the Shabd, the inner Shabd, the several ways we identify the Shabd according to the scriptures. It'll be a beautiful journey. It'll be a nice illuminating insight of spirituality. And then we will discuss how this has an impact on our consciousness and how our consciousness rises to a higher self. So I will do this over 2 or 3 teachings according to my health. And but there's a lot here for you. One thing I would say to you, please, if you are sincere in following the spiritual path, take every word I'm sharing with you and take it into your heart. I have nothing to gain out of this, and I say this over and over again. I am not looking for nothing, no followers. I don't need, thank you. Now that we're sitting on this forum, I tell you what I need. I need you to find your higher self. That's what I need. We started this journey together. I want to see you. That will make me very happy. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you, Baji.
James, I'll hand it over to you. Thank you, James.
Thank you, Baji. Okay. Now,